I'm going to read your thoughts. Let's see now. You come here from a great distance?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't tell me. You want me to buy a subscription to the Saturday Evening Post?
No.
Not a word now. Quiet.
Doc. I'm from the future. I'm from the future. I'm from the future. I'm from the future. I'm from the future.
Welcome to the Future Moguls podcast, episode 3. Today we are joined by Turich Benjy, but first I want to introduce my co-host, Graval Bear.
Gravel Bear here, Donuts and Alcohol. Very excited to have Turich in the building. How you doing?
I'm high.
Hey.
So I'm good. What's up, y'all? I appreciate you guys for having me on the show.
For sure.
We appreciate you stopping through while you're in town. We appreciate Timeless Recordings too. We're recording our podcast there right now, right after comedian Gary Owens did his. So if you're serious about your craft, you want to be recording at Timeless Recording Studio. Their music and their podcasts have a quality that is unmatched, especially in Cincinnati, and Young X's Studio is putting out undeniable quality. With rates beginning at $30 an hour, it's well within any serious musician or content creator's budget to get in here and create quality content. Time is an illusion, quality is truth. Create something that stands the test of time at Timeless Recordings.
Wow, you did a good job.
Yeah.
Damn, man, that was fucking.
Yeah, I've read it a couple times. All right. Plug.
Plugged out.
Plug.
Too rich, man. How you doing?
Shit, I'm chilling. I'm good, man.
So you're back in town. Where were you? You aren't in town anymore. So where you been staying?
I've been in Atlanta, Georgia.
So what's going on down there?
Same old shit. Just in another world of the same old shit.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Another place with this music shit. That's all.
So you made the move down there. Was it earlier? Was it last year you kind of went down there? Or was it earlier this year?
It was like earlier this year for real. Like I started like shooting back and forth and doing the back and forth thing for a couple months, and then like finally I was like trying to get into locked in my situation, and then finally moved down there maybe like 3 months ago. It's been like 3 months that I've been locked in. So.
Dope. How's music scene there? Everyone up here seems to say like everyone in Atlanta, it's so much better down there. Everyone supports each other, and no one does that up here. What's kind of like the similarities and the differences?
Really, I think it's really not that different, honestly. Besides the fact that they have like their market is established already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's really the only thing. You know what I'm saying? They already have a bunch of A&Rs that are literally like one person away from like that label that you're trying to get a hold of from up here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That we all like fighting to try to meet. You know what I'm saying? It's like that one person is right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only difference. As opposed to us, we're like all trying to like, we gotta find the outsource. Like we all plugged in. A lot of shit going on in Cincinnati and Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Period.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people. I've been running into a lot of people from our general area, down there, running some in the club, doing the same type of promo work I am. And I was like, it's a good feeling, to see people, working like that. But this shit's just established, bro. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Years and years away from being established. So once we get our networking and broadcasting and everything off into the mainstream platforms, then everything will work from there. You know what I'm saying? It really only take like that one thing to set it all off.
So it sounds like there's a lot more resources down there that you can utilize. But what we also hear around here a lot when people go down for things like A3C, big, huge events that are naturally drawing people, what is the energy? Like, it seems like people are more receptive to the arts down there as opposed to here. Is it the people down there, or is it what do you think have you seen that to be true, that the energy is a little different, that people are more accepting and maybe more willing to support things than they are here?
Yeah. I mean, just because they probably, from what I think, it's just they see stars born every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It starts from, like, you never heard the record in the club, and then, 4 weeks later, like, dude is popping there. he's popping there. And then like 6 months later down the road after that, now he's on the,
Yeah.
you know, now we know who he is. He got all the chains and he on tour and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And their shit is like super homegrown for real. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of like mainstream artists that we all listen to on the radio are from there. So it's
Yeah.
like a different feeling. We don't know what that feels like. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We're trying to, you know what I'm saying, put our artists into that type of the spotlight platform with, you know, platforms like this. You know what I'm saying? And the Wiz has been doing a hell of a job and a lot of other shit. You know what I'm saying? Underground radios and all type of shit. You know, we're trying to, you know, put our artists on the platform, but, you know, we just trying to reach the mainstream level. You know, their shit is just on a bigger platform, so it feel crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, they're established. They got tons of homegrown artists.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But are you trying to stay down there longer, or what's the next move?
Bigger and better, wherever the fucking like popping wind blows me, like I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just fishing around like, you know, anybody else. You know, for real. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of, you know, good resources, a lot of people that I've met, you know, since I've been down there. You know, a lot of good relationships and stuff like that. So, you know, we're just trying to create some type of situation. You know what I'm saying? So for right now, you know, that's where I'm at. You know?
Oh,
So we had a lot of new music come out in Cincinnati this year. The beginning of March was packed. We had
fucking crazy.
we had Jamie Shea come out.
Yeah.
I think
Toxic.
Fame and
Yeah.
Fonz.
Fame and Fonz, Exquisite dropped something,
yeah.
Santino dropped something, but
Santino.
you dropped something, right? You dropped Free Wave right in March, didn't you?
Yeah, I dropped
Fucking
Freeway.
fire.
Yeah, we all went crazy.
So how does that fit into like your catalog of music? Is that kind of your launching point of what the energy you're taking to Atlanta, or is this kind of a building point to something that you have on deck?
Yeah, the Free Wave was like, honestly, like, even before the situation was created for me to go to Atlanta, it was like I was putting that project together anyway. And I was like trying to drop it the same way I dropped shit, you know what I'm saying, before SoundCloud it to death or whatever, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. Was trying to run it through like DistroKid and like it was getting rejected and shit like that. Just
Damn.
random stupid shit.
Damn.
And I'm like, okay, but then, you know, the situation already was kind of brewing for me to, you know, shoot down there and take it to the next platform. So I was really using that project to be like my debut project to like mainstream platforms anyway. You know what I'm saying?
So you consider it sort of your introduction?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, introduction. It was like, you know what I'm saying, like, I guess like an EP to the industry. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was looking at it as anyway. And, you know, it's pretty much what it's been for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still shopping that bitch around.
I'm big fan of the project. Revisited it
Thank you.
today.
Yeah, thank you.
I did
Shit's
too.
Still, yeah, shit's nice.
Apple
It's very
Music.
nice.
Appreciate Yeah, Apple
Yep.
Music. Man. Shout out. Thank you.
But you got videos for what on there? Wave.
Wave, Rocky Bad Boy. We had a promo, like a promo video for Big Shit and Elbow that was on there. We had a promo for Induce that was on there. Majority of it, almost. We were missing about 3 songs or so. We got Tweaking still on the way. Chasing is out. Wish is out.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it was a 10 song EP for those who don't know. So, you know, and shout out Yellow Vision. He shot all the videos for the project. Man's been going crazy. He's actually, you know, he's down there in Atlanta with me too, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
yeah, man, we trying to put on real hard. When I go down there and we be performing this shit, you say Ohio, them motherfuckers. O-H-I-O, Cincy, okay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, it's a good feeling, man. Shit's dope.
That's
Shit's
dope.
as
That's
fuck.
very dope.
There's a lot of Cincinnati pride here. You've lived here long enough to have experienced that. We like to have a lot of pride, and I think sometimes we might take it too far. Sometimes we kind of get stuck here, and we kind of think about Cincinnati in a box instead of outside the box.
Yeah.
With your project, I really hear that you're trying to appeal outside of the Cincinnati borders, and I think you're really engaging with the crowd that's down in Atlanta. And I kind of want to get your thoughts about who you were writing for when you were writing Free Wave. Was it? Did you have any thoughts about Cincinnati when you were doing it, or were you just here?
No, I mean, it's like always, you know, Cincinnati is, you know, I am Cincinnati, so that's just like within me anyway. So the shit that I say, I'm gonna say it like Cincinnati, motherfucker. You feel me? So it's like anyway, but the music was created the same way. You know what I'm saying? Just natural shit, like, you know what I'm saying, living life, going through, living here, couch surfing from here to here, and it was, transitioning from like not having a place to stay to like trying to get a job, and a lot of shit like that. So, it was just natural recording for me, and I just picked the songs appropriately that were like, this is more clubby, this is this type of energy, this might appeal to this is a performance record, you know what I'm saying? I just tried to put the best songs on a one project,
So did you have a lot of leftovers from the project?
Fuck yeah. And I haven't dropped since, so I got some shit in the bag, man. I got some shit.
So you're still sitting on a lot, and you're planning on releasing some of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be releasing a lot of music soon, man. When I do officially, see, I've been teasing like back and forth, like, oh, I'm about to drop, because I've been wanting to drop so bad, but it's like right when I get the urge to drop, it'll be like some like free wave business will pop up, and I'm like, hold on, I gotta hold on to the gym, pushing. Keep the shit down, you know what I'm saying? So, because that's what I just learned being down there, man. Those motherfuckers are blowing up off one record, bro, for real. Like, I'm talking about, like, really. Somebody's going to the studio tonight. He's gonna drop that record. He's gonna put that bitch in rotation, and that shit is gonna be on the radio in a month. It's fucking crazy, bro. Like, I'm sitting there watching this shit, and then I'm at home in the studio, like, recording myself, like, 10 songs a night. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I got the music, but it's like, you're just trying to be smart with it. Yeah,
the world's definitely moving in that direction. People are receptive of singles. I think the playlist is trumping. I don't like that word. We're not saying trumping. The playlist is more favored over the album these days, and I think it's kind of just people are consuming things differently. And we talk about their attention span all the time, and we keep trying. I think a lot of people keep trying to change their attention span back to what it used to be instead of just adapting to what it is. And I think, you have 10 songs on your album, but and relative to today, that's still pretty short. I mean, Kanye is doing the 7-song albums, and that's not even that far off. Yeah. So, I think this is right on track with, kind of what people are receptive to these days.
Hell yeah.
I think it's a good idea. 16 songs or so, like, people get bored.
And it's the sound people are listening to right now. I'm not trying to put you in a box, and I'm not trying to say who you're inspired by, but like Migos listeners are gonna like this. Yeah. And we don't have to discuss like how successful Migos are. That's
self-explanatory.
Yeah. It's like that's what everything though. Like, man, the music, and like you said, with the attention spans of people, the music is just everything is changing. Like, from even like the visual standpoint, I know Dre, I know you hip. Like, you feel me? Like, motherfuckers got like 2.5 minutes to really, you know what I'm saying, catch somebody completely for the project. I'm talking about, but you really got like 10 seconds before I hit the next button. The video gonna change if I just scroll up anyway. You know what I'm saying? Now we got shit like IGTV and shit. Like, they really trying to innovate this shit super fast, and I'm trying to catch up, but I'm like damn near 30. Like, that's like 40 in the brain, and 40's like, I'm like, well, man, I feel old.
I'm in the same place, man. I just turned 28, and I'm basically, I say I'm 30 anyway. Like, I'm 30. It's over the hill.
I'm 25. I just turned 25.
Hey, man. More life now.
Happy birthday, Gravel Bear. He just had a birthday this weekend.
Woohoo. Man.
See it like
all
that.
Downhill from here.
He was doing what he has coined the Swooty step at yesterday's saloon on Friday.
Shout out DA.
For real. That's when you put your foot out and you just do a little old man tap.
Speaking of D8, you're a member of GKFAM, aren't you? Or were you?
Yeah, affiliate.
Affiliate?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of like the Devin Burgess affiliate of. He called himself the Red Man of their Wu-Tang. Is that kind of?
Yeah, something like that.
So how do you?
I've known GK for a minute, like high school type shit.
Okay, so you go way back with a Liv and D8 and all them.
Quest,
I can't even keep track of who's all in there. There's like 100 of them.
You know what I'm saying? Back when I was catch, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
So did you meet them at high school, or that's just the age you were at?
I met the majority of them in high school. I met D8 through some rap shit for real.
I think that's how everyone met D8.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Rap shit.
Some rap shit.
You know what I'm saying? So that's, and a couple other members, you know what I'm saying? They big as fuck. They got a whole thing going on. You know what I'm saying? They had the funk shui movement and shit. So yeah, shout out them guys.
Shout out GKFAM or FAM. GK FAM's easier to say.
Yeah. think it sounds cooler too.
Yeah, collective.
Fam.
Yeah, man. I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I know this music scene up here has been changing a lot since, like, even, like, I kind of, you know what I'm saying?
It's been like a year, and it's
it's
night
been
and
a
day.
while.
Yeah, it's fucking changed. Hell, and, like, I know I've been seeing, like, the mock beats been going up, and a lot of places like that have been carrying a lot of these new artists. So, like, who are these cats, and do you guys have, like, your new favorite picks? Because I've been trying to find these new artists from the city, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about them. I just don't know who they are.
Yeah, we definitely have some new picks.
Yeah.
I mean, Donuts and Alcohol season 3 is starting to drop this week,
Chock full of them.
and Double Sim Magazine Summer 2018 is dropping this week. And both of us actually got with this group called POC. They go by Patterns of Chaos. When you want to talk about hip hop, they embody, like, I would call it the golden age a little bit. At least Jay Hill, the head MC. But I mean,
A little experimental though.
yeah,
I mean,
they're all over the board. They're exactly what hip hop is. They're kind of a mixed bag of a bunch of different inspirations and genres, and they've got live finger drumming, and instead of a DJ, Stylitics does not like to be called a DJ. And they got an electric cellist.
yeah, this shit's wild.
And he gets up and raps sometimes too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Toff
Yeah,
Raps.
Man, I've been hearing a lot of shit. You know, there's a lot of cats that's been doing their thing.
I wasn't trying to speak for Gravel though. He might have a different fave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like POC. Don't get me wrong.
There's yeah.
I like. Let's see, been hip to Deo Gold. He's from
Deo
Lima.
Gold.
Yeah, he moved down here, but dude can rap. He can freestyle. There's this thing on YouTube, him freestyling in front of Wyclef for like 12 minutes straight.
Right.
And then he liked him so much, he put him on his bill when he came here.
That's what's
So
up.
I'm fucking with him. Oski.
That's nothing new though.
Yeah.
We all fuck with Oski.
It's real hype
Oski,
for
shout out Oski.
the project dropping.
Yeah, Adventure 2 comes out this week. That's exciting.
Oh, this week?
Yeah, Friday.
yeah, I
I don't know if that was public, but hey.
Oh, shit. We just
This is
dropped.
live.
We
This-
just did a
this is
drop.
Hey, this isn't live. We got time.
Hit him with a flex bomb or something. Shit.
Hey, yeah, we'll add a sample, some kind of sound effect there. And if not, then imagine
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of hot new artists coming up, and it's really hard from a media standpoint to like get a hold of it all.
Yeah.
Because you got people in your DMs like,
Dropping that
man.
shit off.
F you, man. Why can't I get on here, bro? What do I got to do to get on here, man?
I was like, yo, be
I already
patient.
know y'all get that shit.
Yeah, we both get a lot of that. And it's a good
Patient.
problem to have. Like, I started blogging 9 years ago now, which makes me feel even older than we just talked about being 30. But 9 years ago, I started blogging, and I had to beg people, like, can you send me something to, like, post? Can you, like, can we do something? And now it's like, I don't have, like, time to do all this. I don't
Exactly,
even have
right.
time to reply to everyone. And, you know, some people take it personally, and, you know, sometimes I do too. But at the end of the day, we're trying to just push our city forward. And
Yeah.
the fact that there's too many people to deal with, I think is a
It's a
great
good
problem.
It's a great problem.
It is a great problem.
Which means, and this is to anyone listening, we need more outlets. Just because Gravel has an outlet and just because I have an outlet doesn't mean we're pushing you guys out. So if you have an idea, if you're trying to put someone here up on a spotlight, like, we'll be welcoming. If you're starting a magazine, hit me up. I'll buy some. Like, we're not like
Right.
that. You
Any
know?
way we can help. There's just too much ground to cover. I mean, we can't cover it all.
Yeah.
Especially when we have kind of the same taste of artists.
Yeah. So if you see anywhere that you feel me and Gravel are falling short, we could go on a huge rant about why we're not. But we're going to go ahead and say,
sure.
you start your own outlet.
Real shit.
You know?
Is there anyone you want to work with from the city?
Because
Or
you've worked with
that you
several
haven't?
people
Yeah.
here. I think the first thing I heard from you was on Exquisite's album,
Yeah.
but then I also heard you on Cook LaFleur's Perky King.
Yeah.
I think you're on that too, and
I
a
hate
bunch
that
of stuff in
verse.
between.
I hate that verse.
You hate that verse?
Yeah, shout out Cook though. Oh yeah, man, I've worked with a lot of motherfuckers, but then it's like a lot of people I haven't worked with too. Like just after I was like, I got to a certain point, I'm like, I'm cool. You know, I ain't gonna lie, but you know, it's still a lot of people I gotta work with. You know what I'm saying, from the city. A lot of OG cats that I ain't worked with, like shit, like Oski. You know, actually, I think me and Oski might got some side projects and shit, but I don't know. Niggas be high rapping and shit. I don't know. But yeah, man, that's a lot of cat stuff.
You might be surprised one day and have an Oski feature.
Might have like
something
a
like
whole
that.
Cincinnati like collab album one
Yeah.
day. Like
Damn.
you
It's
never
not a
know.
bad idea.
Never know.
So since you've been networking in Atlanta, is there anyone that you've met down there that you think we should have our eyes on up here? Is there something that Like, do they have the same kind of separation here between basically? I wouldn't want to say like unsigned and signed because we don't really have a lot of signed.
Yeah.
But is there like a separation between like? I feel like there's a ceiling here where you have to break through it before anyone pays attention. Is that the same thing there, or is it kind of more like middle ground where you guys can work?
Nah, it's kind of like it's like way different there in a sense because it's like just there's like a respect level. I mean, like here it was like you really had to like earn a motherfucker's respect. And I don't know, coming from like a perspective of like being an editor or in the field that you guys in, I don't know how you might feel about it, but being like an artist, it was like they ain't care who I was, bro. It was like motherfuckers didn't care. It was just the only thing was you kept hearing about my name, regardless. You was just like, who was the Turich Benjy cat that I keep hearing about humping stage, or who is he nose diving off the, you know what I'm saying, off the in the middle of his performance, you know what I'm saying. So it was like they had to kind of like deal with me type
Exactly,
shit.
yeah.
There, it's like, nigga, you got the budget running. It don't even matter. You gonna get to the top. You got the budget to put it in your hands to do interviews, put it in your hands to play the record consistently, put it in Dre's hands to shoot consistently, you know, put it in the next guy's hand to send it off to the labels or whatever the case may be. It's like, you're golden. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if the record's ass. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So there's like, you know, you really, it's like hard in that sense because it's like they don't care if you ain't got the budget.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or you know, just run around and luck up. You know what I'm saying? That happens all the time too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's mad different ways. You know that the shit can happen. Just down there, it's more organized as far as with the money. You know what I'm saying? And how it's getting dispersed and where this shit is going and how long you're getting promoted. You know what I'm saying? It's just more calculated. That's all.
I think I mean like that's how I wanted to interview you. I moved here it's been about a year now. I got back from college, and like we said, the scene was completely changed. It was.
That's because I was here working for 9 years.
But I was like, I didn't know who Turich was. I didn't hear any of his music. But then I kept hearing the name, and I was like, I've got to fuck with him, regardless. You got to go. Like for me, how I look at an artist, if you want to be on the show or whatever, like if you show up to our events, you're professional. You know, you're not all salty if you don't get out, you miss out on something. It like goes a long way, you know. It's like you build a relationship with someone, and if like we're cool, then you know.
It has to be interesting too.
It's not really about the money. I mean,
you have to have something interesting to say too, though. Right? It's not just like,
and you gotta be
cool
you gotta be good too. I
mean, yeah, man, put that work in. Cats be forgetting, like, bro, you gotta put that work in, like nigga, the Mad Frog is real, bro. Like, feel me? Like, we started there.
That's where I got introduced to GK Fam. I mean, there was a GK Fam show, and it was deep. It was
real
deep.
Talk. That's what I'm saying. Like, motherfuckers started there, you know what I'm saying? Lantana, everybody. You performed at Mad Frog. You ain't want to sometimes. You like, fuck that, I want to go to Bogarts. But nigga, go to Mad Frog, you know what I'm saying? And my last show that I did here was at Bogarts. That was my goal. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit, mentality that you just gotta have. You gotta do the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's anywhere. It don't matter if you in Atlanta, it don't matter if you in LA. Nigga, if you ain't gonna do it, somebody else will. It's another cat right now doing that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's for sure.
So, you know, just gotta do
I
it,
think the Mad Frog done fell off though. I haven't seen a show there in like a minute.
They've been getting some national stuff. Pastor Troy just played Mad Frog.
Yeah. That's definitely on like the venue list for like Cincinnati shits when them artists come here. Like,
I'm just gonna say that's an ultimate fall off because last time he was in town, he played US Bank Arena, and that was like 2 years in between that and a Mad Frog. The biggest to the smallest room in the city. Pastor Troy, if you're listening, it's no hate. I just observed it.
That's crazy.
Shout out Pastor Troy.
If you're listening, please share it. Also, that'd
call
be awesome.
in. We'd love to have you on the podcast.
That's so fucked up. Yeah, man, them cats never understand that struggle. But we passed that. We out of here.
Yeah, I mean, some people haven't even. Have you seen the basement of the Mad Frog?
Yeah.
Man, if you've been to a show that has both floors open, that's way back. That's it's like a dungeon down there.
Real loud, way back.
Yeah.
Phone party type shit or something like that.
Oh God, the phone party. Why was that a thing?
I don't know.
It's just
You don't like foam?
No, I went to one. I think it was like Metropolis back in the day. Underage.
Whoa,
as fuck.
That's a
I had the Jordan 1, the Bugs Bunnies on, and it was a phone party. That fucked my shit up. I'm still sad about it today.
You know, it's funny. I never made it to Metropolis. Never.
Didn't miss much.
Yeah, I know. I heard that like tuck your shirt in and shit. I ain't going there.
tuck your shirt in.
Yeah, tuck your shirt in. And it was underage like twerk fest. It was just weird. Like I remember being like fucking 15, 16, like, damn, that's the move, bro. I'm trying to get some cheeks. Like, but now looking back on it, it's like, yo, what kind of business plan is that? We're going to get a bunch of 15, 16-year-olds in here doing God knows what with the lights off.
They're out of business now, aren't they?
Probably, I think like
yeah. I was gonna
couple
say
people got shot there.
not a good business model then if they're not doing it anymore. So.
I don't know what the fuck happened.
So you mentioned putting in the work for everything, but I mean, work is a very broad term. Since you have a renewed perspective, having switched your environment, do you think people here focus too much on either the music or the actual like promotion and business side? And do you think maybe they can benefit from putting more weight somewhere else? Because I kind of feel like, and this is, to be clear, like the culture part of things, like the music, the creation, the organic part of the music creation process is very important. But at the end of the day, if you're not serving it to anyone or getting attention with it, you basically have a hobby, right? And everyone carries themselves as a career rapper, like they're trying to make a career out of it. So do you think maybe those priorities may be misaligned?
I mean, I just think it comes to being real with your damn self. Are you really trying to do the shit, or are you just fucking around?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool to rap. Actually, like, so it's some cats that, man, I'm talking about pay for the real nice videos and do this whole shit, but just to play this music for their homies, literally. Just to rap with their homies on stage. It's kind of fucking crazy if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? But it's people that are like, they ain't thinking about blowing on a major scale. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm just doing this shit, and that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But get out of my way. I'm really trying to, you know what I'm saying?
So that's your
just place yourself in this.
So you're very much focused on progression, and you're
yeah. I've been doing this shit too long. That's how I ended up rapping. It ain't even like progress as a rapper. It's like, man, we started out like, you feel me? I started out dancing, went into engineering and trying to write, and then like rapping my own shit. And it was like trying to have a label. Meanwhile, all this is happening in Cincinnati. This is just demo work. You know what I'm saying? So when I get comfortable as an artist, then I could take myself around it and present it to the people that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what my whole thing was, you know what I'm saying? We're coming up with music. So, you know, if that's not, you know, what you're aiming for, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? We all love this shit. We love something about it, you know what I'm saying? So we just do it naturally. You know what I'm saying? But then there's some people that are like, I'm a prospect for the major leagues. You know, I feel that way about myself. You know what I'm saying? So I treat my artistry and my craft and how I go about my business, treat it all like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can fuck around if I want to. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have some type of discipline to yourself if you really trying to do this a real way. Because then this shit can happen overnight, and then next thing you know, you like, you go in a whirlwind. I say it to myself all the time. I'm like, bro, as long as I've been doing music, if I was to have ever been famous or came up on some like real money, like any like amount of years ago, I'd be broken out the game already anyway, just from lack of knowledge and lack of going through life for real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got so much that I still learn and be like, okay, I know how to play this when this happens. You know what I'm saying? I've seen this situation for real. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at my shit differently. You know, so it really just comes down to the artist or, you know, whatever field you in, how you look at your career. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to circle back. You mentioned the Mockbee, and I don't think we got to talk about the Mockbee. But so when's the last time you were at the Mockbee? Was it recently or was it a few years ago? Because there's been some major changes over there.
I've heard about the changes per se, but it's been maybe like a year for me.
So you've actually they had that tunnel room.
Yeah, Culture.
Okay, so Culture concert. Yeah, you were. So they were in the tunnel room that's next to the entry room, and you didn't go upstairs. Basically, is what.
Oh no.
Okay.
They got upstairs.
That was like 6 years ago. God, This is the podcast that
You
makes me
been
feel
on-
old. That's
you
what this
been
one
on the
is.
scene, dog.
Just say that.
Yeah, I met some of my best friends now actually upstairs at the Mockbee. So I was hanging art. I wasn't even in music. I was hanging art up on the walls for a concert was going on. I ended up doing cover art from someone who was there because they saw my art, and the next month I was blogging, and now I'm here. So the Mockbee actually is everything to me, to be honest. To see what they've gone now, and you can go online. I forget who posted it, but if you just click around for the Mockbee a little bit, they just installed an all new lighting rig, and it's like professional. It's not just like some lights here and there. It's like crazy. They've got brand new sound. They built a stage in there, which I don't think was actually a Risen stage. Was in there for Culture concert.
Yeah,
I think that's been built since there.
They had one, but it was brought in just specifically for that. Shout out DJ Batista. I don't know if y'all had. I know my homie. I heard he was in a bad car accident. Shout out my boy. I heard he bouncing back. You feel me? But he was the one that came through and did the lighting, did the sound, and did the stage for that event specifically. Shout out to him. But now I'm glad that they got one put in because that was necessary as fuck.
Shit's legit. Nice ass sound system. The lights are crazy.
And it's got to be hard to make a room like that sound good because it's a concrete
Hollow,
tunnel, literally a
yeah,
tunnel. Like
yeah.
it's
It's a dope venue. I need to throw something there.
Yeah.
Something big.
yeah. It's I think people kind of have a stigma about the Mockbee. They kind of think of it as like, I guess you could call it the new Mad Frog, where it's like, I got to show at the Mockbee. Cool, everyone got to show at the Mockbee, or
shit.
But at the same time, like some of the culture is being born there.
Nah, that's the whole point. That's the whole.
Yeah,
point.
that's exactly what's
you're gonna
going on.
You're gonna catch one of them gyms in there too. You know what I'm saying? Amongst all the fuck shit, you're gonna still catch a gym or two. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna end up being that one, cat in the city, or those new cats in the city that people look at and be like, I want to get a song with him. I want to do a video with this cat. I want to record with this cat. You know what I'm saying? We always have those, like every so often. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they've got a weekly open mic there. Actually, a lot of the guys in POC kind of head it up. It's called Off the Block Mondays. They call it an open mic, and that's essentially what it is. But a handful of the same MCs will show up every week, and they've called it like a training ground and like a safe space to try new material, new artists that aren't afraid of getting up. They don't want to get up on like Bogarts is probably too big for them anyway, but like being down on a smaller scale, they're more comfortable trying stuff out. That's probably the most celebrated open mic that I've ever heard of in Cincinnati.
we need that.
Yeah, it's huge. And if there's no one
consistent.
stepping up to the open mic, it's put on by rappers who are just going to get up there and perform anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, the energy is flowing every Monday there. Devin Burgess just started doing a producer event there called We Got the Beats.
Word.
Me and Graval
dope.
both went
Yeah,
out to
that's
that.
dope.
And we talked to him on the podcast when he was on here about it. And it's just something the city hasn't seen is it's only producers playing their beats. Like, and then I don't want to hold them to this, but they're going to start auctioning them off at the events. So we're kind of starting to build culture in those walls. Like it's being born right there. So I mean, not to call it the new Mad Frog because I think culture was born there too. But I mean,
hell yeah, culture. That's why the Mad Frog is like not a bad thing. It's just it was, you know what I'm saying. It was shitty to
Yeah,
do
you
it, but
just
it's
outgrow it like
them
anything
stomping
else.
grounds, you know what I'm saying? It's still like a thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not now, but for like me coming up and a lot of people like probably before me more so, they was like, shit, that was a place to be.
Yeah.
You know, at one point, so the Mockbee is that now, and I can see it. You know what I'm saying?
And it was that kind of before too, like I was talking about. But just these days, it feels like it's like the place to start. Like
Yeah.
that's where you go.
There's so many artists there that perform on a nightly basis I've never heard of.
That's what I see. All the pictures and like videos I see from the crazy ass performances and motherfuckers like rapping and nigga worried back and shit. It's at the Mockbee. I'll be like, bro, hold on, I'm missing some shit.
They get that shit packed on a
They're open,
on
like, every
Wednesday.
night, yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
for real.
ridiculous.
That shit
I
is
mean, they got a nice little bar in there and a hangout area, and
Yeah,
it's cool.
that's what's up.
It's a dope venue. I think it should be utilized a little better, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Always.
So this is kind of an interesting question because bigger cities, namely like Atlanta, even Columbus, they have a lot of. Have you been performing a lot down in Atlanta, or you've been kind of staying in the booth doing
I've been
behind closed door
performing.
stuff?
I've been performing, but it's been more so like smaller, more private events, you know.
So do they have a lot more spaces to choose from than we do? Because when you're talking about small spaces here, like we just talked about all of them.
Like venues for performance.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. Just because they have a lot more clubs and stuff, so they're just turning anything into whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can have 10 open mics the same night, and they can all be popping. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just,
Is it hard to get into those things? Like, is there like a lot of gatekeepers? Is there like a lot of pay to play? Is there pre-sale tickets? Like, what's
It's gatekeepers?
Yeah.
Dog. It's gatekeepers. Anywhere you go, it's gatekeepers. You feel me? Like, it's low key a couple here or people that try to play, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's still people that's like, you gonna hear about this cat or you go check in with this cat on the low on the music entertainment side, you know. But down there, it's definitely like, you know what I'm saying? If this cat say anything bad about you,
You're done.
it's slow. It's slow, dog. I'm talking about pack that shit up, take that shit to somewhere close by.
Try Chicago.
Man, try Chicago. Man, for real, like, you know what I'm saying? So, but, I don't know. It's cool. What was the question again?
I think you just answered it. I was at just the different
did.
size spaces that are available and
Yeah, it's hella clubs. Hella clubs.
I
So,
seen
yeah.
you up in the script club. How was that?
Yeah, little scribbles.
Bro, you was on the tables with them, like, going ham.
I don't even know if I was supposed to do that for real. I
It
don't think I was.
looked exciting.
I think I saw that video too. Yeah,
Instagram
I
or
saw
something.
that.
Yeah, I really wasn't supposed to be up there, but fuck it.
Look lit as
You got
fuck.
away with it, right?
Hell, fuck it.
Who cares if you were supposed to be?
play my song for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen. But by the third minute, I said, fuck it.
We getting up there.
Yeah, we up here. We up here. I got $200 left. Let it go.
Make it last.
Make it work. But yeah, man. Yeah, definitely different. I'm not really a strip club guy, though. I ain't going to lie. At the end of the day, we're going to leave that for the next rapper coming up.
The young boys.
Somebody. Not me. Oh, cool.
That sounds like a big money trap, anyways.
It ain't even, that's just too much talking. I don't want to talk that much.
It sounds like it's
so
easy
much
to spend
talking.
money down there.
Bro. Bruh, you damn near spend $60 before you get in anywhere. They got a restaurant, bro, that opens up at 3. It's from 3 to 6, but it's like a restaurant club. That bitch is like $60 to park and it's like $60 to get in. I said, nigga, you ain't even buy the food yet.
Jesus.
At 3 o'clock, everyone spent their money at the club.
They going
Well,
in that motherfucker.
I got that.
shit
That's
bust.
me. That's not
That
them. I
motherfucker
would have
bust
spent all my
every
money.
Lord.
night. They bust every night. It's some
Oh.
shit like that. Yes, man. Yes, they got all that. Yeah, you gonna spend $100 on the parking. You gonna have $100 to get in. Goddamn. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So have you run into any like big names that a lot of people would recognize through bumping elbows with people, or they kind of keep themselves behind closed doors?
Nah, they out there. They out there like regular. I mean, they are regular people down there to
Yeah.
them.
Mhm.
To them, you know what I'm saying. But you know, definitely. I ran into Future at Magic City. I ran into casino, like in a club next. We were like in a booth next to each other. Probably the craziest one so far was like I was at this one venue and it was, I'm gonna quit bringing it up after this, but it was the Mad Frog of down there. It's my last time. I ain't gonna say no more. But
Everyone knows what you mean, though, when
Everybody
you-
knows what I mean.
yeah.
It was like, bro, it was like 20 people in this whole like venue. You know what I'm saying? Weirdos, whatever. And I'm like, matter of fact, I'm texting my girl. I'm like, man, I'm at this dumbass venue. I ain't fucking with it. It's mild. I'm ready to go. And like mid perform after I'm done, you know, I do my thing. I'm fucking around. I did the splits in the middle of the floor, shit. Nobody claps, whatever. I don't care. And Yellow comes up. He like, man, Zay over there. Zay was watching you. I'm like, okay. So Zay Tobin was there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why is he here? But this is what they do. You
Yeah.
know, they looking for
Scouting.
artists and shit too. You know what I'm saying? He was actually there watching the guy after me. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Big Ticket. Oh, Big Ticket. That was crazy. That was nice.
The legend.
I was like Big Ticket, Rap City, rap. Yeah, that definitely was live too. I was going to the club or something to go spin a record and caught him coming out. It was like, hey, picture real quick, bang, bang, real fast. Get out of there. Get out of there. Don't take too much time. They gonna hate you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, it's been a lot of cool experiences like that. You know what I'm saying? Just being around.
That's dope. So A3C is coming up soon.
Yes.
You head out to that.
Yes, I will be there. I will definitely be there. You know, I know they have a bunch of like different sets and shit like that. So I really don't know what set I'm on or what stages and things like that. But I know I got about two different sets there. So I'm just trying to lock those in right now.
Oh,
I know we've got other representation down there. Monty C. Benjamin is going to be
Yes, sir.
performing down there. And
Shout out to him.
honestly, Monty champs you all the time when we talk. He says, Turich is next.
Hey, man,
He
that's
says
my
that.
dog. That means a lot, man. I've been watching that man Monty for a minute, like what I'm saying, long time. Like Monty been doing his thing, what I'm saying. So, being brought up by a guy like him, what I'm saying, and being homies with him and Lantana and these cats of that nature,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like them some heavyweight, heavyweight. So
I would say there's definitely like an upper echelon of artists that we're starting to see here. When in the past, it's kind of always been a level playing field, but you're right. There's certain people that are definitely rising to the top now these
Yeah,
days,
you
and
know
that's
what I'm
all
saying?
we're really trying to do.
yeah, for sure.
But me and
man.
Gravel, at least. I mean, we're not Gravel's kind of a rapper. I'm not a rapper.
He gonna drop an album soon, like he can at least.
I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying.
I ain't saying nothing.
Keep it quiet.
The bear.
Nah, I used to, but I figured my energy would be better used in this situation. I mean, there's too many damn rappers up here. They don't need another one.
And we don't have to rhyme. We can just talk.
Yeah, I mean, y'all
It's
do
the
a
same
great
thing.
job
We
at
just
it.
don't rhyme.
I do a great job at it. I've told him all the time before I met him because this is really my first time actually meeting you too, for real.
Yeah.
I think
We've been like in passing
yeah.
Yeah,
You
we
know
never
what I'm saying? But
we
I
never
did-
sat down for 41 minutes and talked like
Yeah,
this. So.
Never did that, but I was telling him like all the time since I've been hearing about and watching Donuts Alcohol. I'm like, man, you got some shit there. You know what I'm saying? We need that. We need that here. You know what I'm saying? We need more of this, type of activity going on. You know what I'm saying? So
Appreciate that.
guys definitely been putting in some good work.
And that just circles back to we need more of it. I mean, what we have is great. More would be better. So
That's
if you're
all.
listening and you're on the edge of doing something, like, please do it.
Shit, I've
Reach
been
out to
thinking
me and
about-
Gravel if you like what we're doing.
will
Ask us how
help.
we can help, or if you need advice. That's not on some ego shit. It's
That's
just
always my number one.
willing to give advice,
Number one thing of advice: if it's so easy, you go do it.
Yeah, seriously, I got
Facts.
a
That will
9 to
help.
5. So when all my bills are done, what's left is going into this. Like when I'm done at my job, the time left is going into this. So there's really no excuse if you're thinking about doing something.
I'd say so.
Yeah. So you want to get into plug talk? You want to talk a little more? Well, we do something called plug talk, which basically we just get to go around and plug whatever we want that's coming up. If you got anything,
Okay.
we got a lot of stuff.
I ain't
You
gonna
can
start.
So whatever.
Y'all started.
You want me? I'll
I'm
start.
gonna just start making shit up. I don't have anything.
Hey, you know what? We're all
Give
making
me time
shit
to
up.
think.
So this Friday, you're going to be hearing this way after this Friday, by a couple weeks probably. But this Friday, DBLCIN magazine, the summer 2018 edition drops. We have already dropped the covers. We got Jamie Shea and we got POC on the covers. So we got some duality there in the R&B and the hip hop world. So be sure to pick that up. We got a bunch of other cool stuff in there. We have some pictures of the new Timeless recording studio, so you can see the exact table we're sitting at right now and picture it. Or you can watch this video that my boy Tony from College Beats is shooting and editing and producing for us. You've probably already seen Tony's work around. He's doing the Freestyle Fridays at the Wiz. He's a production manager for all that. We're starting to do DJ jams here at Timeless. He's going to be producing all that too. So reach out to College Beats. TP, he's the man. He's going to be doing all these videos for us. That's a lot of plugs right there.
Big plug game.
You got some
Big
plugs?
plug.
Yeah. Okay, well, this Thursday, August 2nd, Season 3 Donuts and Alcohol premieres with Oski Isaiah.
Osk.
Some big news at the end of that episode. And every Thursday from there on out, we got new artists, good stories. We got Jamie Shea, Oddly,
Big news.
Moonbow, Lantana, Isai Morales. Some good names, some real good names. The Cypher's out, getting good reception. Couple haters, but that's wherever you go. They said we ain't got enough trap rappers.
Hey, this
The
this
board
podcast is
the
coming out
90s.
after.
It's 290s hip hop. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
Who said that? Oh, you don't need to drop a name. No names, but that's
Not
not
worth
true.
the name
Who said
drop,
that?
but
We pulling up.
I was like, that was such a headache, but it's a great cipher. Shout out Jake Whitty shout out Tony. He did some work on that too. Shout out
Tony's
Livest.
everywhere with the cameras. Let me tell you right now.
Damn hard worker.
Got to say. Got to say.
But other than that, I'm just gonna keep working, keep doing this podcast.
You know where else Tony was? He was at the video shoot for Jamie Shea's Cuddy. We've already plugged Jamie twice and Tony like 5 times. But here's a joint plug. That Cuddy video is out now on YouTube, and that pool party looks really fun.
Now tell me,
I had something else to do that
who
day,
shot
but
that?
I don't know. Someone shot this. Dre shot. That's right. Dre shot
that's
this.
right.
I couldn't remember who shot this. Okay. Dre shot this.
Hey,
Tony
shout
was
out
there
Dre.
in his native tank with the College Beats brand. DJ Hope, was he there? DJ Hope's everywhere too.
Shout out DJ. He killed it.
You know where else
My
DJ Hope
birthday
is?
party.
In the summer 2018 edition of DBLCIN. Look how this all comes together.
It's a whole bunch of gang shit.
Did you think of some stuff you made up yet?
All
right.
I just feel excluded out of everything. But it's cool because I miss the city and I love hearing all the great shit going on. I did not create any false things that I have going for myself besides new music dropping soon. That's what all rappers say. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Got big things in the works though. Definitely. I'm just trying to seal some deals, baby.
Hey,
That's all.
You've been in DBLCIN also too. Was it the first one or this? I think it was the first one.
It wasn't the first.
Was
It a
JL or
spring
Santino?
issue.
Okay,
It was spring,
Santino.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Spring 2017, Too Rich was in there. I still got some of those left. You head to DBLCIN.com,
Yeah,
buy the Spring 17 edition. You can find out even more about Turich Benjy.
Yeah.
some in his earlier days.
Oh man.
It was last year. Come on.
Oh no. Hey, so
Okay, I mean-
much changes
Yeah, I
over
was
that.
about to
Yeah.
say, he dropped
It's
Freewave
fucked
and
up.
We just talked about. I mean, we've changed. My beard got longer. You know,
So much changes.
Terry got bigger?
man.
I'm
Shit's
vegan
cool.
now.
He's
Vegan now?
Yeah, that changed.
Like fully committed.
yeah,
What are you
That's
2-3
what's up.
months?
we actually
deep?
usually have vegan food here during the podcast,
That
but
would've
I was
been
rushed.
So fire, man.
We tried hummus. Last
Hey, next time you're in
hummus.
town, call us up. We'll get back in here.
Damn, hummus. See, I got some vegan homies, but I ain't. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Lee Ten. Say he a vegan, man.
He's the one. I
super
think he
vegan.
kind of turned me over, to be honest.
Yeah, man. I was watching y'all. I was watching creep on this couple of.
He keeps posting
Hey,
it-
how'd you make this?
Hey, his pictures are fire. So he
that
started
man
showing me
moved
that
up
I can
shit.
still eat good, you know?
Yeah, he be
You
whipping
just
up
got to put
shit.
sriracha on everything, you know?
Hey, that's real talk.
I wish I had the discipline to be a vegan, but
Oh man.
I be loving chicken wings too much.
Oh, we'll have a vegan
And
episode one
cheese.
day, and I have a feeling Lee Tenzi will be the guest on that one, so we'll see.
Man, he can't wait to come here with his big hat and all the apron and shit.
Oh, yeah. He might even have a cooking show here.
That's
might
what we
be on
need,
to
bruh.
something.
We need to cook a Cincy cooking show with rappers.
Ooh.
Cincy vegan rapper cooking show.
Y'all
coming
know I
soon.
got my little Facebook live videos where I do it's called Fuck Is You Doing in That Kitchen. And I always burn the same shit. I normally just cook turkey sandwiches and shit like that. It's fucked up. So yeah, you might be on to something with that. I'm gonna come on there too.
Ooh, I
Burn
know
some shit.
my dude down in Atlanta is a vegan cook. You know Jaleel Johnson, Bipto. Oh, well, he's down in Atlanta too, from Cincinnati.
Check him out.
He's got a vegan cookbook coming out.
Word.
I
Ah,
have to have him call
I'm
in.
going to have to pre-order that.
Check him
Might
out.
even have to interview that. All right.
Yeah. On to something.
Well, the only plug I have left, and this is because I forgot it at the beginning, but Samuel Steesmore did the beat that you heard at the beginning of this podcast. He did it exclusively for our podcast, but if you go to Samuel Steesmore, or you can go to him through Fort Ancient Records, they're the boom bap capital of the city. Like, if you're looking for that boom bap sound, like, you're not going to get it anywhere else in the city at the Fort Ancient Records. Their kingpin, you could call him Homage CVG. He just released a bunch of new music. Actually, the album just came out, though, and it was premiered on OK, though. So
Oh, what?
they got a lot of stuff going on over there. Samuel Steesmore on the production. Real cool shit.
Shout out Sam Steves. Oh, I do got one plug because I shout out all my homies, but I got to shout out Autumn Vinci. I don't know.
We tried to get Autumn on this podcast. He just flew out to. He said he was in New York today, so he couldn't get out.
word.
We tried to pair you guys up, though.
See, that would have been slick. That would have been slick. We probably would have got the fight in here, though.
We almost. Hey, you know what? We had D8 and Devin in here. You wouldn't be fighting more than them.
Oh, man. I know. They probably said Swooty 1,000.
They said bitch. They call each
Bitch
other bitch
Swooty.
like at least like 40 times.
Yeah,
I
Devin
knew that
called
was
himself
coming.
trash. Then he called Swooty
himself a
trash, and
bitch.
then Swooty called them both whack. And then they just basically agreed they're both trash. I mean,
And they both retired.
oh no, Devin won't let anyone else retire.
I'm over it. I'm over it. Shout out them guys, though, too.
Well, we had fun talking to you today too, Rich.
And I appreciate you guys for taking out your time to have me.
Sure,
Appreciate
for
it.
sure. This was it's an honor to be across the table from you.
Very
Glad we
interesting.
finally got this going. We're
Sha-
gonna get the Donuts and Alcohol interview soon.
Yeah,
Hopefully, season 4 we can.
season 4.
Yeah.
Sounds
Hey, they're
great.
moving fast. We're already on season 3.
Yeah, I
What'd you
know.
start in like November?
December.
December.
Mid-December.
Yeah, December, and they're on 3 seasons. So
Yeah.
catch up if you need to. It's all on YouTube. It's all on DBLCIN.com too. Just saying.
Hey now.
All right, this is the Future Moguls podcast, episode 3. Check out Turich Benjy. Where can they find you on social media?
Turich Benjy. Just type. Please go to Google. Just put it in the Google search. Turich Benjy. I don't know what you might find, but it's all there. YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, Instagram. I don't know what y'all got nowadays. There's so
Yeah,
much
it's
shit,
too
bro.
much.
But all of it is
Those are the
Turich
heavy hitters,
Benjy.
yeah.
TurichBenjy. It's all the same.
Easy enough.
Easy enough.
All right, Turich Benjy and the Future Moguls signing off.
Shout out.